Just a quick one, guys. We've released our January merch drop, so do browse the new collection. We've got the Mr. Blue Nose tees, along with our Stauncho Meter tees. Do, as I said, browse the collection by going down into the link in the description, or going to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Okay, so 9 days into the January transfer window, and still at this moment in time, there is no sign of the second signing just yet. However, there is still obviously a long way to go. There is no panic stations just yet. As I've been telling you so many times, we are going to sign another 3 or 4 players, I do believe, and still, guys, as I said, there has nothing really advanced from the sort of players that we've kind of been linked with. One player that we have been linked with, there was a bit of a huge update with regards to him, which we'll go over in today's video. We're also going over all the sort of latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. Obviously, we have got our first friendly of 2 on Saturday, that of course against Hertha Berlin. So you don't have to wait too long to see Rangers back on your TV screens again. But as I stated, it has been a good little break, as I said, acting as a stopgap to get our injured players back again, and of course avoid the crappy weather in Scotland. To be fair, I'm not actually in Scotland or the UK at this moment in time, so I don't actually know how bad it is, but I can imagine it's very, very cold. And then also as well to implement Philippe Clement's ideas onto the actual group itself, because since he's come in, he's not really had an awful amount of time to actually get his ideas across to the players, apart from obviously we've had such a hectic schedule, literally playing 2 games a week. So yeah, it could be used as a great time for that. And as I said, hopefully by that game against Dumbarton in the Scottish Cup, we will have a fair few more additions added to the squad, which I do solemnly believe. Now, one player, as I stated in the early parts of the January transfer window, has been linked to the club, is former Hibernian left-back Josh Doig. Now, this is a very interesting one. I know I provided you with another update. It keeps on moving. It's taking little twists and turns with regards to the saga, but Rangers' pursuit for him is definitely not over just yet. There has been some big news with regards to it, and the team that was sort of back to go and sign him this January, Torino, apparently aren't going to be pursuing him this January. Yes, reports were stating that Torino were the favourites. However, their president has came out and spoke and said that they're not in the market for Torino are not in the market for Josh Doig, and the reports surrounding Josh Doig going to Torino are simply not true at this moment in time. Now, again, you can take it one or two ways. You can probably take it as, well, they've not got the player yet, so they don't want to talk about the player. But I always feel like Italian presidents and Italian football in general, they do kind of tell it how it is, say it black and white, and kind of tell you if they're interested in a player or not. They don't really tell lies as such, which I know sounds cliche because Juventus are always telling lies, but with regards to the transfer news, they usually sort of come out, and as I said, there's a lot of sources around it. But as I stated, he came out and said that they're not pursuing Josh Doig at this moment in time. Now, the situation with the Ridvan Yilmaz could make for interesting reading and interesting to watch. Rangers are in the market for a left back. They have held preliminary talks with Verona over a potential move for Josh Doig. They are interested in Josh Doig, and we'll get to another bit where a Rangers insider confirms of the interest a bit later on. But again, this may be just one to watch. It could go on across the January transfer window just due to Ridvan Yilmaz being a target of theirs, and maybe, just maybe, we could use him as bait, use him a part of as a swap deal, and then we only have to pay them say £1 million or £2 million or something to land Josh Doig. But certainly one to watch at this moment in time. But as I stated, there are a fair few clubs currently interested. Leeds are said to be credited with interest, AC Monza are credited to be having interest, but apparently at the time of recording, Torino are no longer in the race, and they were the favourites to land his signature this January. So this one's certainly not dead in the water just yet. Now, Gary McAllister, of course, our former assistant manager, has came out and spoke about Rangers and the title race so far this season, and basically he spoke of Josh Doig. He said Josh Doig has been on Rangers' radar for a while, as he was a standout player at Hibernian. He's a very modern fullback who's very athletic and loves to bomb forward. He'll gain experience on the defensive side of things as he develops. That's his main role, but you can never stop a young player from wanting to gallop forward and join in. It's no surprise to see Rangers after him. Borna Barisic has been at the club since 2008, 2018, and he's been a fantastic servant for the club. I think Doig would offer some fresh legs, and he'd be a good signing for most clubs. So yeah, speaking on the situation with regards to Josh Doig, that he has been on Rangers' radar for a long period of time. So again, this one is certainly one to watch. It's certainly not dead in the water, and it's taking a few twists and turns. And the main fact for me is that Ridvan Yilmaz is a target of interest for them. So yeah, one to watch at this moment in time. But that's all I've really got for you with regards to Josh Doig. Now in other news, keeping with Gary McAllister, and actually as he spoke kind of positively on Josh Doig and spoke about us being interested in Josh Doig, he actually came out stating that he can't see Celtic dropping any more points and feels that it might be a step too far for us actually to go and win the league title this year. As I said, we're currently sitting 8 points behind Celtic in the league, but we do have 2 games in hand. So if we were to win those 2 games in hand, it would only be 2 points. We still have 2 Old Firm games to go. However, McAllister spoke of the title race and the potential title race and said Rangers can't look at Celtic too much. They have to take games as they come and try to win as many as possible. If Celtic do drop points, so be it, but Rangers can't hold their hopes on that. They have to concentrate on winning games. It's happened before. Plenty of teams have come back from a deficit, but if I'm being truthful, I can't see Celtic dropping any more points this season. Now, I don't know what Gary McAllister's been watching so far this season. As I said, former Rangers assistant manager, but stating that he can't see Celtic dropping points in the second half of the season. I think that's sort of tokenism. I don't think he's actually been following the Scottish game this year because they've been rank rotten and very inconsistent in the league domestically so far this season. So I don't know where he's getting that. I don't think they're going to be going unbeaten until the end of the campaign, most certainly not. However, I do agree with one thing, is that we just concentrate on our own garden and win the games that we want to win. I do think Celtic will drop points going into it. Their transfer activity doesn't really look that blossoming at this moment in time. Of course, fans demanding that they spend money, but at this moment in time, again, they're not really being linked with a catalogue of players at this moment in time either. So they do need to strengthen, and a lot will be done. I think a lot will be determined on where the title goes this season by the January transfer window and what both Rangers and Celtic actually do in this January transfer window. So one to watch, yes, most certainly. But as I stated there, guys, I do think Celtic will be dropping points. I think we will probably drop points as well, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it will go right to the wire, but here's hoping for a quadruple this year. Rangers competing on all fronts. 1 in the bag, 3 to go. But yeah, next up for us, of course, is Hertha Berlin in the friendly. We've still got a few more days to go till then. Hopefully, we've got an additional 2 in the door by that game against Hertha. But Rangers fans, that's all I've really got for you today, guys. Fairly quiet with regards to sort of transfer news. Yes, there's players being linked about, but I don't really want to bring those sort of stories because they don't have enough substance behind them just yet. As soon as there is a bit of substance behind it, as you will know, if you've been following this channel for 3 years, I'll bring you the stories from the reputable sources and we'll discuss them and see the probability of Rangers making a move for said player. But that does bring us end to today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or go to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.